everybody, it's Billy Bob and it's time for story time in November. Woo-wee! Do we have some fun stories to tell you? So might as well get started, right, little turkey? Here we go.
Pete the Cat's First Thanksgiving. Illustrated and written by Kimberly and James Dean. Pete was nervous about being a pilgrim in his class's Thanksgiving play, the first Thanksgiving. Just do your best, his best friend Callie said. Pete said he would try. He was ready. His mom had even made him a pilgrim hat, which was really cool. Pete took his place at the front of the giant ship that the class had made out of cardboard. Pete was a pilgrim on the Mayflower. In 1620, a group of pilgrims decided to leave England for a new world, to build a new life. It was a long, long trip on a big, big ship, and all the pilgrims sang. The sea was very rough and very dangerous. Many pilgrims got very, very sick. The dream of a new start in a new world made a hard trip all worth it. For more than 2 months, the pilgrims sailed. They wondered if they'd ever get there. After 65 days on the trip, the new world finally came into view. Land ho, Pete cried. All the pilgrims did a happy dance. The pilgrims arrived in the new world at Plymouth Rock, in what is now Massachusetts. Everyone had many chores to do, like growing food and finding water and building shelters. The first winter in the new world was long and hard. In the spring, the pilgrims had to decide whether to give up or to go back to England or keep on trying. The pilgrims had heard about the Native Americans, and many worried that they would not be friendly. Pete had never met a cat he didn't like, so he thought they would be kind. Pete was right. He made new friends in the Squanto, and the Squanto and the other Native Americans showed the pilgrims how to grow crops like corn, beans, and squash. By summer, the pilgrims had learned how to farm the new land. By fall harvest, the pilgrims had plenty of food. To thank Squanto and the other Native Americans, the pilgrims invited them to share in the harvest. The celebration became known as the First Thanksgiving. Pete was relieved when the play was over. He had remembered all of his lines. Wow, I never thought about how hard it was back then, said Pete. You did great, Callie said. Later at Thanksgiving dinner with his friends, Pete said, let's all go around the table and say something we're thankful for. I'm thankful for my skateboard, said Bob. I'm thankful for the brave pilgrims that started this new free world, said Pete. What are you thankful for?
Woo-wee, that was a fun story. I can't wait for the next one. Speaking of that, we'll see you next time. This is Billy Bob and Turkey saying Happy November.